is your place. And of course, they have different things on their menu that you can try out, like cuisines and continental dishes from all over the world. Now, of course, they also have a health club with a gym, swimming pool, spa, sauna, and steam bath. And you can go there and enjoy with friends and family. They are located in the heart of Entebbe. My name is Carol. You're welcome to this show this morning. Issues at hand. We're here to discuss issues that make headlines in our community, socially, economically, but also educational, inspirational, and of course, all issues concerning our community. Today, we are having special guests in studio to discuss about the World Teachers' Day that is upcoming, and they will tell us more about it. But before I go to my guests, remember that our social media platforms are live, and we are following the conversation right there at Church of Uganda Family TV on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, but also on YouTube, where we post these subsequent videos, and you can go and interact with us. Now, let me introduce my guests in studio. The first one to my left is called Mugisha Annet, and she's Assistant Commissioner, Ministry of Education. And the other one to the far end is Zadock Tumuhimbise, National Chairperson of UNATU. And they are going to say hi to us, and then we'll start the discussion. Let's start with Mugisha Annet.
Thank you very much. I'm very privileged to be here today at Family TV. I've been seeing it, and I'm glad to be here today. Good evening, listeners. Good evening, viewers. All right, thank you so much. And Zadock Tumuhimbise.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Zadock Tumuhimbise, National Chairperson, Uganda National Teachers Union. Today, this morning, I'm grateful being here, and I want to thank the management of Family TV for according us this opportune moment to share with the listeners and viewers about the World Teachers' Day that we're going to celebrate tomorrow.
All right. Of course, I have teachers in the studio, and I can't fail to ask them a few questions that we would like to know as the society about teaching and about our schools in general. And I'm going to start with Zadock Tumuhimbise. How is the situation of schools in Uganda currently? Are we comfortable as a nation, or do we still have heights to reach and steps to take towards the betterment of our education system?
Of course, when you hear or look at what is taking place in the schools, you realize that there are very many challenges affecting the teaching profession. And we hope the fact that we have the function tomorrow, we shall be in a position of sharing with them with those we shall have to meet. One of them is that we have high cost of living among the teachers. What they earn cannot make them live and serve as expected. We have the teachers who upgrade. They become grade 5, they become graduates, they continue earning as grade 3 teachers or as diploma teachers when they are teaching in secondary, especially in A level. We have issues of salary disparities which demotivate the teachers and affect their performance. We have high teacher-learner ratio, where I find some classes are over 100 and are managed by one teacher. We also have overcrowded classes, which affect teaching and learning processes. We have natural calamities, where I find that some classes are not actually favorable or conducive, and we may fear even entering them because their location even are prone to these floods. We have lack of focus on quality, effectiveness, and efficiency in education systems.
Okay.
And we have also the public opinion on the teachers. All those are challenges and many others which I cannot manage to mention in this limited time that affect the teaching profession and finally the learning outcomes or achievements on the part of the learners.
Okay. We are coming to break that down and understand exactly how we can mitigate these challenges. But I'd like to ask Ms. Annet to tell us the teacher-parent relationships in our communities today. Are they to a level where they should be? Because, of course, parents have their children and they give them to teachers to train them. But do the parents respect the teachers, and do the teachers do vice versa to the parents as well? What do you have to say about this? No, you have a microphone. It's
Yeah, thank you very much. First, I want to say that I said good evening because we are talking about World Teachers Day, and there are people who are in evening and there are people who are in morning.
Yes,
So
right.
my good evening was referring to our fellow teachers who are out there, where they are just in the evening.
Okay.
And good morning to our teachers here in Uganda.
Okay.
And we are happy to be here talking to you teachers. I want to inform the listeners that education is not a one-way road. It is a two-way. The teachers and the parents are supposed to work together for the good of this child. If you want to get something useful from the child, the parents and the teachers have to work together. And every time we have an opportunity to talk to people like we are having this morning, we always say that it is very, very critical that each of the stakeholders respects the other. In Uganda, I want to say that it is 50-50. There are parents who know that a teacher is very critical and is a fellow parent, because you know, children are, today in Uganda, children are in the hands of the teacher for a long time than you, a parent.
Very true.
By the time the child comes back home, you are tired, is tired, and you're all running to sleep. By the time it comes 4 o'clock, we are all waking up to go out there. But still, even if I have little time with my child, I should make sure that I work with the teacher to make sure that my child gets what that child I want tomorrow. And many of them are doing it. Some teachers, even if they don't have time to meet the parents, they call. Now we are lucky that we have phones. They call the parents and they talk together. Even some parents, they call, they send message, and in some schools, there are those organized days when the parents go there, they interact with the teachers in front of the children.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
But I only want to call upon the parents to make sure that we increase the percentage of interaction and working together with the teachers, and most especially the fathers.
Okay.
We would like to request them to come in, because most time when they call for parents, teachers, or for any interaction at school, a big number
is
mothers.
women.
But I want to give credit to all the parents, fathers, who never miss this.
Okay.
Because the child is for two people.
Very true. How can we motivate the fathers, before I get back to Mr. Tumuhimbise, how can we motivate the fathers to also get interested in the children? Because it's like the fathers give an excuse that they're the ones looking for the school fees. Yes. So for them, they are not very hands-on with our students. How can we motivate them to also get to the point where they say, I should go to school and be the one to visit, I should go to school and be the one to take a child for reporting and also pick them at the end of the term?
I want to request when you have people like you who have an opportunity of talking to the public most of the time, we want to inform parent fathers. My colleague here also will take the information that looking for money to pay school fees alone is not good enough. There are many people who have paid school fees and have come out with nothing, especially at high levels. Even at lower levels, you think the child is at school, is between the school and the home. And at university, it is very, very complicated. Some parents have gone to university to attend graduation when the child has never studied. Or you find, last week I was discussing with somebody who told me the child took parents for graduation, but he had studied 1 semester. So I want to call upon my colleagues' parents that don't only mind about school fees. Pay school fees and go to see where the school fees is going. And we shall continue talking to the parents of both sides, mothers and fathers.
Okay, thank you so much. We are coming back to you, but let's first hear from Mr. Tumuhimbise. Anything to add, or should we move on?
Well, as I earlier said, the challenges are many, and the fact that we have World Teachers' Day celebrations, we take to be a platform where every stakeholder should keenly listen about what we are stating, because this is a global event celebrated on 5th every year, and it is a day that provides us platform to take stock of the achievements and raise awareness around the challenges facing teachers and their role in the achievement of global education targets. So Uganda also joins the rest of the world to celebrate World Teachers' Day, like we are doing tomorrow. So the purpose and essence of having the World Teachers' Day is to mobilize support for teachers and ensure that the needs of future generation will be met by teachers. It also enables us to create awareness, understanding, and appreciation displayed for the vital contribution that teachers make to education and development in nation building. The theme for World Teachers' Day 2023 is the teachers we need for the education we want, the global imperative to reverse teacher shortages. So when I was stating the challenges, I talked of overcrowding and work overload. I think that is part and parcel of the context within which the theme for this year was put in place. As UNATU, we shall join the national celebrations, which will be at Kororo Independence Grounds, as will be highlighted by the Commissioner. But for us, in every branch, we have celebrations. In every district, at every city, and at every municipality. Those are branches.
Okay.
I call upon all the teachers and the stakeholders to join us, and we share. We celebrate together. We get to know the achievements, the challenges, and we forge the way forward together. I want to request all the teachers to realize that tomorrow is their day globally, and they should be ready to join where arrangements have been made and celebrate. I think that other stakeholders will cooperate as expected, such that we celebrate together.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, since you have gone to the World Teachers' Day, and I was planning we go to it at 9:20, but okay, let's get into it. And my first question would be, what is the impact of this day to especially all the teachers that are being invited to attend? What would the impact be at the end of the day?
One, they'll be in position of being reminded about the achievements made, and that helps them to understand what they should be doing, because an achievement can be registered in one place when it is not achieved in another place.
Okay.
So if we meet and share, we are in position of understanding where others have reached. Two, we share the challenges. The challenges are enormous, and once we share them with other stakeholders, we all agree on how best we are going to move in a direction of minimizing those challenges. And we get motivated also to go back and possibly work, provided the stakeholders have expressed their willingness to cooperate with us to help the generations to come.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ms. Annet, let me ask you about what he says, that the issue of salaries is still a problem when it comes to teachers. How can government chip in to improve this issue so that even the teachers can be comfortable at their places of work?
Thank you very much. This government has already started. The biggest challenge that we have been having in this area is that we have been having an harmonized ground.
Okay.
And that has led to some people saying, you are a nursery teacher, you are a university teacher, and people were overlooking each other. And people needed to know that in teaching, in education, we look at education as a house. I don't know whether the roof can overlook the foundation, or even say we don't need the windows. I don't think there can be a very good house without windows.
That's true.
Every part of the house is very important to its shape and to what one would call as my best house. Now, my colleague is going to come in the next few minutes. We'll talk about this, but has been government has already started harmonizing it. Okay. We are going to be in such a way that we all start from the same level. There is no nursery teacher, primary teacher, secondary teacher. We are going to have one level, and this level is going to be a motivation that will first of all put us at on set for every teacher to be motivated so that you don't look at me, he doesn't look at me. We all take ourselves as teachers, and very important in our education system in this country.
Okay, thank you so much. And talk about the World Teachers
And this is
Day.
going to come in the teacher reform, which my colleague is going to
discuss. Okay,
yes.
That's fine. And tell us about your opinion on the Teachers Day and its impact on the teachers that are going to attend tomorrow.
Yeah, now that we are talking in the 21st century, all our colleagues out there and we in this room, we know, for example, if we took the day, the birthday of each one of us, we take it as a critical day. If one says happy birthday, do you feel happy or not?
Of course
you feel very happy. It motivates you. You feel, if you get that message on your phone, if you get somebody giving a call and saying happy birthday, you feel very good. The same as this. World over, everybody celebrates this day, and you as a teacher, this is the time you read messages, you look around, there will be so many messages, Facebook, Twitter, all these media are sending so many messages. And for me, I think that itself makes one rediscover himself or herself. At the same time, very many stakeholders will be talking about this, and for us as Uganda, today we have decided to focus on teacher educators, because all our teachers are what they are because of teacher educators, those that have produced those teachers. And this year, we would like to appreciate the best teacher educators, and they will be recognized in front of the president, and they will be given awards. We have selected the best 6, and we shall be reading them out tomorrow to the chief guest, who is going to be none other than His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. And we shall be at Kororos Independence Grounds.
Yes.
That's where we're going to celebrate our day. The PS is inviting all teachers in the whole country and all over, and all our stakeholders that work together for the cause of quality education in this country, to commemorate this day. Those who are near in Kampala, we really encourage them to come and be with us at Kororo Grounds. But at the same time, as my colleague has said, every district is going to have a spot where they are going to be celebrating this day. We would like to call upon the COWs, the DOs, the city education officers, the municipal education officers, please make sure, and the heads of institutions, please make sure that you give freedom to the teachers tomorrow to make sure that they go out there and celebrate their day and support them. And to each one of us, you are what you are because there was some teacher at a certain level that made a difference in you. So we would like to request, pick a phone, send a message or WhatsApp or make a call, or even pick a gift and take it to the teacher. Parents, if you know that you have a teacher who has made a difference in the lives of your children, please pick a gift and take it to this teacher.
Okay.
That will be great.
That is very beautiful. When we were studying, we had those teachers on duty, and I think the teacher on duty tomorrow is going to definitely miss this day, and the other colleagues will have to tell him or her about it. But let's talk about...
No, there's nobody who should miss.
Really?
Because all of them should be.
The school can't stay without teachers.
No, they can say, it doesn't mean you have to run away. They can also enjoy it at school, and somebody can come and say, thank you, my teacher, for making me what I am.
Even the students must thank the teachers. Very true.
Even these teachers, there are some institutions where, we are saying, if all of you remember what happened in COVID, the teachers were there in the country, the learners were there in the country. Funny enough, even our technology was available. Every house had a phone. Every house had a TV, every house had a radio.
Yes.
But how many people were able to learn? What is this education we want? For example, that time, what education do we want? We wanted some education that can take place when we are not seated in the middle of 4 walls. that I'm under the tree, maybe I'm in the house. For those of Kampala who are not able to go out of the house, for us in the village, we're in the gardens. Maybe I'm under the tree, or I'm is this teacher we need for the education. Had gotten from the teachers. We are not able to empower us to do the learning alone without them.
Yes.
That means also shows us that the teacher we need, we haven't put him at that level, that can make sure that when today is with me, tomorrow is not with me, but I can stand on my own. And my colleague who is coming is going to also to add on that.
Okay.
That's the teacher we are talking about. But we are not stopping at that.
Helping the teachers who we have today be skilled and competent enough to help the children we have in the current generation.
Okay.
And also put in place a mechanism of training others who will be in position of joining those who are there to close the gaps that cause the pupil-teacher ratio, which is so alarming, and the heavy workload on the existing number of teachers.
Thank you so much for this beautiful discussion. Because of time, I'm going to have to wrap this first one up, and we are coming with a second segment where I'll be having a new pair of guests to continue the discussion about teachers, World Teachers Day, and of course the challenges and how we can mitigate them in our community. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes should not perish but have eternal life.
Because once Christ warns about something, it calls for attention as believers. When God warns us about something, it means that we are susceptible to it.
Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil.
Family Hour, empowering families one episode at a time. Together, we build strong, healthy, and thriving families with our daily dose of inspiration and expert insights on topics that matter, like education and career growth.
Education deals with the minds of our younger children.
We want to see more model schools.
Family health.
Well, the public is advised to follow the Ministry of Health guidelines.
Finance and wealth.
As the government, as the parliament, we can plug those gaps so that the money that we collect from the wananchi give value to the wananchi.
Leadership and governance.
Leadership, I think, requires unity, people being united to accomplish an objective.
Not forgetting parenting.
For those of us that have children, depending on the level of intimacy, I think it's important to show your children the type of relationship you have.
Catch more of this every Monday to Friday at 9 p.m.
When people die, they are good. A dead body is always good. He has done us good. We cannot replace him. There's no one who is repressible. There's no one. But what can help you? It is to leave a good legacy that people will remember you.
Sometimes I share with my students a small story of an animal which normally is regarded to be the wisest, the hare. Once in a meeting of animals chaired by the lion, which was the king of the animals, he said that all those who are in the meeting and are not married should go out. This is for the marriages. And then he here put up a hand. I have a question, Mr. Chairman. Yes. What is it? He said, what about some of us who sleep like married people? Should we also go?
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives. Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
We're powered by Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe, comfort and luxury at its best. Now today we are talking about the teachers, people who made us who we are. Of course, everybody has been in the hands of a teacher once in a while, and tomorrow they will be celebrating the International Teachers Day, and of course it will be celebrated at Kololo Independence Grounds. But those who cannot afford to be there can also celebrate anywhere in the world where they are, and this goes out to the teachers that are out of Kampala Metropolitan. Of course, my name is Carol. Let's continue with the discussion. I have other guests now, and they're also part of the teachers community. And one of them is called Bateganya Moses, and another one is Caroline Kavuma. We are going to hear what they have to say about different topics. You are welcome to the show. First, say hi to the viewers. Let's start with Caroline.
Okay. Thank you very much, Caroline. My name is Caroline Kavuma. And I am a lecturer substantively of Chambogo University.
Okay.
And I also teach. I also work with the Uganda National Teacher Education Institution Information.
Okay.
It's been a task force, but it is being cleared to start as an institution. So I've been heading the secretariat there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
There.
All right.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay. And Bateganya Moses.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here with you. Moses Bateganya is my name. I'm a principal TVET officer. I work with the Ministry of Education and Sports.
Okay.
And I'm grateful to be hosted, and thank you for hosting us.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's start with the teacher reforms with Caroline Kavuma. Now, what can you tell us about the teacher motivation and teacher reforms?
Oh, thank you very much, our moderator. The viewers out there and the teachers in the profession, I greet you so much and congratulate you upon reaching the 2023 Teachers Day. When we talk about teacher motivation, we talk about that force, either drive within or a drive without that comes from outside that makes me to go every day, wake up to this call to teach.
Okay.
So what is it? Is it inside me or it's outside me? Unfortunately, many teachers, the drive within is dying, and so they sometimes need the drive from without, so that they are supported to do this duty. It's not very easy to teach. Many people think it's so easy, but teaching well requires a lot of energy, a lot of vibe, and a lot of preparation. So teacher motivation normally comes in non-monetary rewards. It can be just a thank you. Does the teacher recognize that this person prepared and is teaching? Parents saying, thank you. Today, the teachers are being motivated by abuse. They feel so demotivated that even when they are doing a lot of effort, the country out there, many parents are not appreciating. Uganda has stopped appreciating. Most of the time what we receive is blame. And so sometimes we get at a standstill and say, wow, what do we do next? Even when we think we want to do something and move on, the discouraging comments from the public have been on the rise. So I'm here to appeal to the stakeholders out there that we need to motivate the teachers and also to be tolerant with them even when they are not making the best. Because in education, psychologically, we say that success begets success. We recognize, reinforce even the little good in me, then the best will come out. Every time you talk negatively about what I say or what I do, even the best in me disappears, and then you see the worst of me. So that is an appeal, and that motivation needs to come out very strongly in simple and encouraging ways. My commissioner here, Annet Mugisha, has encouraged people to recognize the teachers tomorrow by simply sending a message By simply saying hi, by saying what you do matters, those words are simple enough to build a goodness, positive air and force around the teacher to make them perform. So we are not looking so much for the money, but for appreciation and recognition. Oh, there's so much we do with yet a little take home.
Okay.
So about motivation, I can still continue talking, but for us, it is really looking at the teacher's contribution as making a difference in the life of every individual.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've covered motivation. I hope there are other topics to be covered under the teacher reforms.
Yes.
I'll come back to you. Okay, let's first hear from Mr. Bateganya about, of course, the social teacher social dialogue. Yes, the teacher social dialogue.
Yeah, thank you very much once again. Teacher social dialogue, it is an issue that in Uganda hasn't been there. But this was discovered in the study that was conducted called the TISA, Teacher Initiative in Sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay.
When this study was conducted, that in Uganda, the teachers lack the platform where they can voice their issues.
Okay.
The managers that are managing them, the ministry, or other stakeholders that are taking charge of these teachers, the teachers would not have a platform that they can air out their grievances, their issues that needed to be handled. So this study was conducted in Uganda, which was in 2002-2003. When it was completed, it discovered a number of challenges the teachers are facing.
Okay.
A number of problems that are being faced by the teachers. It was noted that teachers have problems of absenteeism, teachers have effective teaching, a lack of motivation, as we have talked about, a lack of the voices that they can air out their issues. So the teachers decide just only to have negative on what is taking place in the schools, even against the administrators. Why? Because they could not have a clear platform for them to voice their issues that are affecting them.
Okay.
Therefore, that study recommended that there was need to establish a teacher social dialogue framework. And the framework that could guide the teachers and empower them that you matter in the country. But this is now the guide that is going to help you to voice your issues. And therefore we have taken an initiative. This framework is teacher leadership is now utilizing this platform to say how can we voice our issues. I think we have had this experience that teachers are grappling out there, grumbling with issues, but they were lacking the platform. So this framework is empowering them that you can voice your issues without going violent, without demonstrations, without yourself causing conflicts within the administrations of the schools. And therefore, we are saying this is now the time the teachers come out and then organize yourselves, and we meet with the two parties, the employer and then the teachers who are employees, plus the stakeholders that contribute in the teaching profession. Okay. So this has been now taken up as an initiative, and we have started seeing results that actually the demonstrations have reduced. You bear with me that these days you no longer now hear teachers on the street, we are going to demonstrate. They say, wow, we have now the platform. We have now the structure that we can follow. And this structure runs from the grassroots, from the classroom to the headquarters. Okay. And when issues are discussed from the grassroots, come to the district, from the district, they come to the region, from the region. Here at the ministry, we receive these grievances and we're able to handle them. At the moment, that is exactly what talks about the framework.
Thank you so much. I would like to ask you, before we go back to Ms. Carol, what has the ministry done, since you're from Ministry of Education, what has the ministry done to sort the issue of absenteeism among teachers? Because I remember some time back it was an issue, and we had even ghost teachers, actually. What has the ministry done to solve this particular issue?
Yeah, thank you very much. Guided by still the framework of the social dialogue. Whenever we meet, and we converge with these teachers and have social dialogues. We have always talked about that, you are the teacher that matters in the classroom.
Okay.
When you are not in the classroom, it means you are causing a negative impact onto the learner. The learner is the loser. The parent has paid the money, has contributed. I want my child to go to school. And there must be value for this money, for the school fees the parent has paid. And therefore the teacher is brought on board. When you absent yourself, this is the impact on the side of the learner. There is a gap that you are creating in the learning, and therefore there will be poor performance. And we have talked to these teachers through that platform, the social dialogue. Secondly, we have identified other mechanisms that a human being is difficult to manage.
Yeah.
But if you put systems in place, you can manage this human being. And this teacher, because of the many challenges they are facing, you find that in one way or the other, they absent themselves. Yet their structures to inform the administration that, I am going further for further studies, I have the gap, I have challenges at home, but I've put I've requested Carol to take up my subjects or my costumes so that there is no gap on the side of the learner. And now, what the minister has gone further, those who cannot go by that and they just disappear, we have introduced the terror system.
Okay.
The terror system it is now cutting across the districts in primary schools, secondary schools, where we have only the challenge in private, but we are getting there yet. So the terror system, where the teacher comes and clocks in the morning at the right time and must clock out. And this time, it is not a matter of clocking in and does not see your face. This time it captures, yes, I've seen Moses has appeared today. And what time has this teacher appeared in class? And what time has left the school? That one also it captures that. So that is going to be an effective measure. It is not a punitive measure as yet, but it's a motivational measure to motivate the teacher that you matter. If you are not in the class, this learner is going to be affected in performance. That is what is going on right now, in addition to the social dialogue.
Thank you so much. Miss Carol, we had talked about teacher motivation, and we were going on to other teacher reforms, and I'll wait for you to give me those.
Wow. Thank you again. Uganda is opening up something great, and something very encouraging, something that we've been looking up for, and that I'm calling upon everybody out there to please do support. Uganda has been for years, since the 2013 TISA report, which he talked about, which unearthed a lot of things about us teachers. And we felt so embarrassed and so small. I said, wow, is this what Uganda has as the teachers? So everybody was like, no, such issues are too many and we can't resolve them in just one go. We need a policy. The policy was developed. And that policy is to streamline now. How do we handle and address the so many gaps that were found in teacher education teaching in the 2013 report? So these many issues have been packaged. We have now a national teacher policy, which was launched in 2019. And that teacher policy has guided. It recommended two major reforms. The first one is the establishment of an umbrella institution called the Uganda National Institute for Teacher Education. Some time back, those who might remember, there was an institute which we called the ITEC, Institute of Teacher Education, Chambogo. Chambogo produced very good teachers and teacher educators. But for some time, when Chambogo merged with UPK and the SN and the special needs education, that institution sort of was submerged. So teacher education was put into a department, and somehow this one destabilized a bit of the supervision. We know Chambogo has been a very big giant in supervising teacher training and all that. So I think it was an oversight then. So the ministry thinks that it's necessary to again bring back a teacher institution which is so specialized. ITEC was specialized. It was only teachers. So I was part of ITEC. We didn't strike. You wouldn't hear us striking because we are nurtured into that In Uganda, it's called Katiba, but the framework that really makes you that teacher that the world is waiting for. Okay. Now our teachers are mixed in universities, and so they get lost under the swasa, under the engineers, under the whatever. And so they think they can dress like everybody dresses out there. They think they can do things the way others are doing them. But then teachers have a prime position in any state in putting in order, especially being custodians of values. And so our teachers are getting lost in the universities, and the ministry thinks that a special institution is necessary. So that's one of the reforms, major reforms, that there will be, other universities will continue training, but there is going to be the only one specialized teacher education institution offering only education. Okay. And we are gazetting it as that. You don't need to put any other things. So this institution is bringing, it's going to work with will come and get supported with the National Teacher Council. That was second recommendation. For the first time ever, Uganda is receiving a regulatory body for teachers. Okay. Because before, teachers have been messing in Bujiri and they are transferred to Kamuli. From Kamuli, they are transferred to Iganga. So the same errant teacher is moving left and right, and devices are not ending. Yeah. But now we have a regulatory body that is coming on board to say, hey, Bateganya, you messed up yourself the other day, please sit down and answer. Hold their certificate back until they answer the case. Okay. So it's like a supervisory regulatory body that is going to put a check on teachers, put them into book, and discontinue them if it has to be like that. Especially teachers abusing children and the like. So those are two reforms, and now I want to talk about one because I've been engaged in the establishment of the UNITE. Many people out there might be wondering, what is happening? Where is UNITE? Everybody asks, where is UNITE? Well, of late, I think it was on the 21st of July, if I'm not mistaken, when the national, either it might be July, no, it was August, I think, 21st August, when the National Teacher Council cleared UNITE. Okay. And so UNITE has been cleared, and now we are in the process of developing the instruments and put those instruments before Parliament. Okay. So that we say, yes, Parliament also provides the necessary conditions like a vote to have UNITE up and running. So we are also waiting for interim management to come into, this institution is starting into another institution which has been existing, that is the Shimoni, called PTC, is being transformed into a higher institution to accommodate. It is going not to be a university, but it's going to be a degree awarding institution like UMI, Uganda Management Institute. So what changes do we expect teachers out there? We expect that no more O-level entrance into teaching. We are taking O-level. Whether kindergarten, whether primary, whether you are coming to secondary, it is the same level. This is what Annet talked about earlier, that for us to pay teachers the same, the government would like to harmonize the base of entry and the duration of training, so everybody can claim for the same. We've not been harmonized before. Been having certificate, then they say you spent 2 years in the training. What are you talking about? Then the other one, I spent 3 years, and after all, I came after A level. I am a power, and you are nothing. You are nothing. So these kindergarten teachers have always been trod upon, and the country out there says, kindergarten teacher trained at a degree level, isn't that wastage of resources? No, we need thinkers, and we need people who really need to put a firm ground, because the brain develops fastest in the early years. If we need stimulators of these brains, they must be those teachers who are strong. And we always ask, do engineers always first build, if you're building a storage building, since Annet used a house, would you like to have, what can I call this person, the builder, the person who is just out there, and you come and dig your foundation, or would rather take the engineer who's so specialized in carinas? Then it's the one to come and dig it and say, no, put a more of this concrete here, do this here, and do that. And that person will build. We are building a foundation for years, for a long journey in education. And we have very brilliant children, more intelligent than us. We need them to start with a teacher who is hot a thinker and a mover, person who is going to engage these children. And for the importance of early childhood, would like a teacher who is strong as the one in the university. Not saying that this one is weak, then the one comes in and... No, 8 years is simply too late. Once a child has not been taught how to think by 8 years, we can start forgetting that these children will think. So that's why we will need O-level entrants. We need people, A-level entrants. And we also need people who are going to be able to, we have so many things that are coming around teaching. It's teaching becoming more and more complex. With so many things, gender issues coming in, special needs coming in, individual learning needs coming in, and this teacher is supposed to be able to handle the learners with all these special needs. So UNITA is going to be supervised, just like other institutions, by the National Teacher Council. That is another reform. And instead of 3 years, the teachers will undergo for 4 years. Okay. And these 4 years, the 4th year is going to be specially managed by the National Teacher Council. Universities will manage the first 3, plus the Institute of Teacher Education. First 3 years, then all of them meet in the field on internship. And that's a leveling ground to say, hey, Makerere, how did you train? What about Chambogo? And you UNITA? So National Teacher Council will be looking at all these teachers to say, well, I think there are gaps in the teachers in this institution. These ones are well grounded, and then right back to this institution. So it's a quality check. Okay. And that is going to, it has a lot of promise in harmonization and standardization, and also aiming towards uniform pay. Maybe the other change which I don't want to forget to talk about is the fact that teachers cannot now be registered forever. That you are registered once, and so you sit, get a cake, and you say, I have a certificate, I'm here to teach, I'm supposed to teach Uganda children. No, it's ending. Because you are working with a very fast-growing world, and children who are also changing from time to time. Yes. Many social things keep changing, technology is changing, teachers will be required every 2 years to undergo a CPD, continuous professional development, and their registration will be every 2 years, re-registered.
Okay, I think that's a very good move from the ministry, and we thank God that we are heading that direction of improving the whole education sector. Now, as we wrap up the show, Mr. Bateganya, could you talk about the World Teachers' Day and say something about it as we wrap up?
Yeah, thank you, our host, once again. Bateganya is my name. The World Teachers' Day is one of the functions that recognizes the presence of the teacher in the country and the world. Okay. For us in Uganda, we celebrate this day. We give it glory, we give it honor, we respect it, because this is the center in where the teachers come in one way or the other to dialogue. Dialoguing, it means you discuss issues, put an issue in between, then the two of you start discussing about it. Okay. And that's when this day, there are messages that are going to be passed to the teachers, that are going to be dialogued, and this is the platform, also another one way of social dialoguing with the teachers, that you matter. And this brings all stakeholders, their different capacities. The parents will know that, my teachers are going to be celebrating, the teachers themselves, the parents, the children themselves, all those that are playing, even administrators, they will all be there to dialogue about the teacher. And when we do that, that's when the teacher will say, wow, I think I matter in the country. And therefore I call upon all our teachers, all our stakeholders to be involved in this day. And I call all the teachers, and I appreciate my teacher that made a difference in me. I'm what I am because the teacher contributed greatly to my life. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Because of time, we shall have to wrap up here. We thank you so much for being a very good audience. Thank you also for following on our social media platforms. That's at Church of Uganda Family TV, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube, where we shall post these subsequent videos so you can engage with them. My name is Carol. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury